Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. It is official, the Seattle Seahawks take down the San Francisco 49ers. Rashid Shaheed on the first play of the game. He brings it back 95 yards. Folks, I wish you could hear the levels of the stadium right now. It is so unbelievably loud. There's one guy left to beat. He beats him. And you are not going to catch up to Shaheed. And the penalty was not on Seattle. And that is one heck of a way to start the football game. Technically, Mac and Cheddar Cheese Jones has a little bit of time here. But as it stands right now, the Seattle Seahawks win 41-6 at home against San Fran. Pretty much this game. And Sam Darnold, the whole injury thing, we'll talk about that as the video goes on. We got a lot to discuss, obviously. This game is essentially what it felt like to watch Week 18, but the difference was the points were actually on the board. And 24-6 at halftime, it was all Seattle right out of the gate. And without further ado, let's just hop right into it. All right, the first highlight from the game goes, or outside of the first play of the game, it's 10-0 right now. Seattle's already put up a field goal on the board. It's starting to get a little bit bad for San Francisco, and you've got 2nd and 7, and his target's going to be the tight end right here, Tongas. George Kittle went down, season-ending injury 1 week ago, and just a simple play, second play of their drive, and Ernest Jones strips this football away, and Julian Love ends up recovering this. This is one of two big-time plays from Ernest Jones. I even tweeted this out, which, by the way, I tweet a lot of football. If you guys want to follow my Twitter, links in the description, but Ernest Jones, he had like 6 interceptions this season. I'll save it for the pick he gets in this game. Spoiler alert if you didn't watch it. I remember when Rams fans were excited about him getting traded. He has been absolutely money for John Schneider and this team. He has been a beast. The whole defense was unbelievable in this football game. They were seeking the football out. Lawrence had numerous fumbles. It was a horrible day for the San Francisco 49ers offense. Brock Purdy goes 15 of 27, 140, no touchdowns and an interception that you'll see here. San Francisco, like I said, Mac and Cheddar technically has a little bit of time. There's less than 2 minutes left at the time of this recording, but another game of holding San Francisco to no touchdowns. All right, finally a little Sam Darnold. So Sam Darnold gets injured, and he's got this oblique injury, and he hadn't thrown the football. There was like the report this morning was that he had not thrown a football since the injury that he got in practice on Thursday. And he didn't come out to warm up until like a half hour before the game. It was very stressful, but for the whole time it was, Darnold said he's playing. Everybody, all the coaches, Mike McDonald, Clint Kubiak, they all said Sam Darnold was playing, and that's what happened. Fortunately, outside of this, he really didn't need to do anything, because after this touchdown to JSN, who I feel like this was his only catch of the game, he ended up having 3 catches for 19 yards and a touchdown on a little kind of dragging right across here. And Darnold, I didn't really notice any injuries. I could see him wincing in pain, but I didn't, he went 12 of 17. He only threw the ball 17 times for 124 yards, and this gets to a 17-0 game. So he didn't really need to do anything. He made enough throws. He had some nice ones, especially like Cooper Kupp, obviously this touchdown included. But kind of a perfect case, I'm struggling with my words here. Pretty much the exact game script you could ask for with an injured quarterback that we don't really know the gravity of the injury. Let me know if you noticed anything off about his throws. I mean, there was like an underthrow or two that I noticed. But let me know if you noticed anything about that oblique. All right, right before halftime, 17-6. And folks, if you guys wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We post a ton of Seahawks videos on this channel. I apologize. I feel like I'm a little bit tired because it's almost 11:30 here in Florida. Ken Walker, so I made a Seahawks video a couple of days ago saying if Ken Walker and unfortunately Zach Charbonnet went down with an injury, I feel like that was around the second quarter. Ken Walker had a great game, 3 total touchdowns. I think I'm going to show you just this one here because this gets it to a 24-6 game. Now you can tell these blockers, and I'm terrible at drawing right now. Oh my goodness. Ken's supposed to run this to the right, but he notices immediately, makes an extremely quick cut and just bounces out to the outside. So you can tell JSN's moving in, Cup's moving in, left tackle's moving in. Unfortunately, Charles Cross also got injured. And then Ken Walker makes this quick juke, gets to the outside, breaks a tackle, and it's a touchdown. And so I said if he can run the ball, if the Seahawks team can run the ball and stop the run, they'll win this football game. Ken ran 19 times for 116 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's 6.1 yards per carry. And exactly what the doctor ordered, really. Okay, we get to the second half here. Very important, 4th and 2. All right, 4th and 2. Now this clip starts a little bit late. This is the first possession of the second half. So it's 24-6 thanks to that Ken Walker touchdown. What you're going to see here is Leonard Williams, who I believe definitely made the Pro Bowl. And he had a great football game, including with this sack here. The whole defense, I'm trying to bring up some statistics. Technically only 2 sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence had a heck of a football game. Only 2 sacks, but this is what it was like pretty much this whole football game for Brock Purdy and San Fran. And this is on 4th and 2. Seattle's only going to get a field goal out of this, but, it's, 18-point game. It's still 3 possessions. San Francisco can theoretically go down the field, maybe 2-point or no 2-point, and you got a 24-13, 24-14 game, and that's pretty close. Even a field goal, they're in field goal territory with 1 first down, 24-9 game. Momentum shifts a little bit. They need a stop. Game could get a little bit interesting. Leonard Williams says, no, I'm going to bring you down for a sack. All right, so right after that field goal, it's now 27-6, and first down, and Brock Purdy does a little bit too much. He sits in the pocket. I'm fast-forwarding a little bit. He sits in the pocket for forever. He's trying to find a guy. He's probably looking for way too much, and once again, it's a 21-point game. It's starting to feel out of hand. San Francisco still doesn't have a touchdown, but, you can take your 10-yarders, try and get something going, and he forces this football, and Ernest Jones, as we alluded to earlier on in the game, he gets this interception easily. So 6 total tackles for him, interception, a forced fumble. I believe this was his 6th interception of the season now. I'm trying to bring it up, but I can't get a fact check on that, but I'm 99% sure this is his 6th interception of the season. And yeah, from here on out, I'll show you what happens right after this. All right, boom. Couple of plays later, Ken Walker, 2nd touchdown of the game. Look at this blocking. Blocked, 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 blocked. Ken's just going to run, and boom, touchdown. And it's very loud in the building right here. So this gets it to 34-6, and from this point on, the game is pretty much over. I have a feeling, even though every part of me thinks the Rams should win the football game tomorrow, and we're going to have a crazy Rams-Seahawks conference championship in Seattle, I kind of have a feeling the Chicago Bears are going to pull it off. So we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. But the good news is the Seahawks win 41-6, and you could not have asked for a better playoff game. And Sam Darnold, hopefully he heals up for next weekend, and we'll see you with plenty of time. I'll see you in a day or two talking Seattle again. So thank you for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button as always, and let me know your thoughts from this 41-6 win down below. Job's not finished. We'll see you soon.